What's going on, everybody? Red Velvet's here. Happy Monday. Hope you're having a great day. Hope you had a great weekend. We got a lot to talk about, but it's been busy. Red Velvet's been working on the Chowdown all day. I did take a coffee break. I did take a lunch break. I've got to take my mandated breaks, but maybe taking a nap. Who knows? Anyway, once again, we have a lot to talk about. Volleyball, soccer, football, youth league, cross country, baseball, everything. Everything's going on right now. We're in the busy season, and it's the best time. Weather's starting to cool down. Still wearing shorts. I'm 320 pounds. I got to wear shorts. I sweat all the time, so I can still get to wear shorts. But the weather's cooling down. It's a little better. Friday night, I got to announce for the North Central Thunderbirds. They had a big win. Let's say I was nervous. I was a little jittery. Red Velvet don't get nervous too often. I got a little nervous that night. But thank you to North Central for letting me do my thing. And congratulations on the victory. We'll get to that in a moment. Some community things. First off, Community Day. Soccer, Northview Soccer is having Community Day September 27th, 9:30 to 1 at the stadium. They'll have the girls soccer and boys soccer going on. There's also Coach Brian's wedding. So congratulations, Coach Brian. The wedding will not be taking place at the stadium. I tried to talk him into it. He just wasn't having it. So there's that. Real quick, I do want to thank our sponsors. We do have sponsorships available. You can sponsor the entire Diner podcast. You can sponsor Youth Sports Chowdown or segments or whatever. You can also subscribe for 99 cents per month on Facebook. And, what else do you spend $1 on? Goofing off. You can pay me $1 a month to goof off. But anyway, let me get through this real quick. Thank you to our sponsors. These are our gold sponsors. Wabash Valley Plumbing. They lay pipe. That's our slogan, not theirs. RJs Formalwear. They have sweet suits, stitched embroidery and apparel, and Haute Co. So thank you to the sponsors. And you know the spiel. Thank you, sponsors. Thank you, subscribers. Thank you, everybody. Thank you to people that submit the stats. Thank you to the people that like, comment, and share. All right. Enough of that stuff. All right. We'll start off with some volleyball. Northview had a busy week. What we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 games in a week. That's a lot. They started off against Plainfield. Plainfield did win 3-0. And then they faced Terre Haute North on Thursday night. I was at that game. It's a very fun game. Knights get the 3-0 victory over the Patriots. And then they travel to a tournament, I'm guessing in Zionsville. We're going to call it that anyway. The Knights come up short to the Zionsville Eagles. Eagles win 2-0. Some stats for that game. Bella May, 6 kills, 2 blocks, 4 digs, and an assist. Carson Buck, 5 kills, 2 assists, 4 digs, and 2 aces. I got to get used to my big A, little A. Big A is ace, little A is assist. Come on, Velvet. Ridley Deacon, 17 digs and an assist. Maggie Wilson had 4 digs and 10 assists. Then they faced the Greenwood Woodsmen. Are they still Woodsmen? I don't know. Northview does win 2-1. Carson Buck had 10 kills, 3 assists, 5 digs. Addie Dehart had 1 kill, 3 aces, a dig, and 11 assists. Alexis Strala, 2 kills, 1 block, and an assist. Then Northview took on Plainfield again. Quakers win 2-0. Carson Buck, 4 kills, 2 aces, a block, and 2 digs. Brindley Deacons had 11 digs and an assist. Maggie Wilson, 4 digs and 5 assists. Then they faced the Zionsville Eagles, and yet again, Zionsville wins 2-1 this time, though. It wasn't a sweep. It's 2-1. There's that. Now we're moving over to some girls golf, and we'll start with the score first. Northview took on Terre Haute North at Terre Haute North, whatever golf course there is. I think it was Holman Links. Don't quote me. I'm usually wrong. The Knights win 186-212, and then we get to Saturday. And your Northview Knights girls golf team are your WIC champions. Took first place with a score of 355. Amber Moreland led the way with 81 points. Is that 81 strokes? I don't know golf. Anybody knows me knows I don't golf. Mia Tribble had 88. Kaylee James shot 92. Macy Brimberry, Marley Bumgardner shot a 94. And wait, there's more. All 5 ladies made WIC Conference. So congratulations to those young women. Keep pushing. I can't wait to see what the rest of the season has in store. Now we move over to some girls soccer. Northview took on Terre Haute North. The Patriots win 7-2. Sophie Tipton had a goal and 3 steals. Veronica Etling had a goal and a steal. And Carson Stem with 7 saves. Now we move over to some boys soccer. Mr. Coach Arvin did not report the stats. Shame on you. Anyway, I got some scores. Northview took on Terre Haute North. Patriots win 10-3. And then Northview took on Danville. The Warriors win 2-0. Moving over to some cross country. Doing some running. You don't see me do that. But anyway, moving on. Girls, we were at the Plainfield cross country relays, and it took me a minute to read this because I didn't read the relay part. So I just thought it was a straight up run. And I'm like, why is everybody tying? Like, it was pairs of people were tying. I was like, what's going on? Yeah, their team's of 2. Duh. Northview girls took 7th. Aubrey Miller and Hannah Harrison took 6th. For the boys, they took 3rd. Daniel Russell and Landon Probst took 7th, and Connor Probst and Owen Frazier took 10th. Now we're moving over to some Friday night lights, gridiron action. A lot of teams were going on in Indiana. I totally messed up to Richland County. I thought they were a week ahead. Turns out they just had a scrimmage in Illinois. So they'll face Taylorville next week. Starting off, we have a top 25 matchup. Number 21 in 4A takes on 25 in 5A. Northview takes on Terre Haute North. The Northview Knights win 42-7. Colton Bath leads the way at 116 passing yards, a tutty, 8 carries for 133 yards, and 2 more tutties. He got 3 tutties in that one game. Avery Perry led the way for the receivers, 4 catches, 75 yards, a tutty, a carry for 4 yards. Damaris McLawyer, and Slade Fell each had a rushing touchdown. Cooper Schimmel connected with Gunnar Fabre for another touchdown. On the defensive side of things, Brody Burkle, 6 tackles, 1.5 TFLs. Slade Fell, 4 tackles, 3 for a loss. Zane Scales, 3 tackles and a pick. I told Zane the last time, he's very athletic. I go, I wish you would have started playing football 10 years ago. But we'll take it right now. For the North Patriots, Jackson McDonald led the way on defense, 12 tackles, 2 for a loss. Dawson Cheshire had 6 tackles, 1 for a loss. And Blake Solomon had 7 tackles. We move to the south side of Terre Haute. Number 17, Terre Haute South took on number 8, Plainfield. The Quakers did win 31-7. No stats were turned in on Max Preps just yet. Then we move to the west side of Vigo County. West Vigo took on number 23, South Vermilion. South Vermilion gets the dub 20-19. They were down late, come back and battle back and get that dub. And why is this menu coming up? Go away. Whoa. I'm like a Jedi. I waved my hand and it went away. That's weird, crazy. Some stats for West Vigo. Reese Wilbur had 56 passing yards, a tutty, a carry, and 8 yards. Ryan Cobb, 22 carries for 125 yards. Blake Elkins, a catch for 17. On offense for the Wildcats, Ben Shyrock, 27 passing yards, a tutty, had 23 carries, 100 yards, and another tutty. Colton Smith, 1 catch, 15 yards, and a touchdown. Christian Peace had a rushing touchdown as well. On defense, Colton Robertson had 11 tackles. Ben Shyrock, 7 tackles, 2 for loss, and a sack. And Braxton Idlewine, 2 tackles and a pick. Then we get to North Central taking on number 21, North Vermilion. Yes, I was on the call for that game. I did show a little emotion. I was not a neutral announcer, but you know what? We were the home team, so I'm going to be a little biased towards the home team. North Central wins 29-7. That is the first victory North Central's had over North Vermilion since 2011. Congratulations. Great game. Lane Fagley, 113 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, 6 carries, 77 yards, and another touchdown. Sawyer Cox, 5 receptions, 78 yards, and a tutty. Chris Binford and Ryland Cox each caught a touchdown pass. No defensive stats were recorded. Coach Wheeler, I'm watching you. Get it together. Moving to the south side of Sullivan County, number 22, Sullivan takes on 23, North Knox, 42-7. Golden Arrows get the big dub. No stats recorded. I'm just going to point this time. Number 3, Linton Stockton takes on number 9 out of Kentucky, Corbin. Linton Stockton had to go 5 hours into Kentucky to play this game. They played in a $20 million stadium. That's pretty cool. Corbin does win 42-20. But for a number 9, top 10 in 4A Kentucky, $20 million stadium. You know they're pretty good. Linton's a tough team. I can't wait to see what the future holds. North Davies, number 19 in 1A. North Davies takes on Washington. The Cougars win 22-10. Okay, my math was math, and I made make sure. Keaton Graber had 149 passing yards, a touchdown, 22 carries for 61 yards, and 2 rushing touchdowns. Anderson Amon, 5 catches, 125 yards, and a tud. On defense, Hayden Sample led the way, 10 tackles, 2 for a loss. Anderson Amon, 7 tackles, 2 for a loss, 2 sacks. Jordan Knepp, 4 tackles, 2 for a loss, and 2 sacks. Congratulations. Park Heritage takes on Crawfordsville. The Athenians win 48-7. Sawyer Monk had 19 yards. Bentley Lambros, 3 carries for 65 yards and a touchdown. And Leighton McMullen had 3 catches for 19 yards. On defense, Timothy Presley had 11 tackles. Vinny Goldner, 6 tackles, 1 TFL, 1 sack. And then Carter Vanderhayden, 8 tackles, 3 TFLs. Number 16, Riverton Park takes on Cloverdale. The Panthers win 33-13. Collette Sanders had 23 pass yards and a touchdown. Derek Collum, 14 carries, 131 yards, 3 rushing touchdowns. Then 1 catch for 18 yards and another touchdown. Derek Collum had 9 tackles, and Jackson Weil had 8 tackles and a pick. Now we got the Putnam Bowl. North Putt, number 2 South Putt. Collide. Eagles win 53-33. I talked to Coach. He said they set a school record for offensive yards that game. You're going to find out why. Drew Klein had 197 passing yards and counted 3 touchdowns. Ty Benton, 24 carries, 300 yards, and 5 tutties. Khalil Jefferson had a receiving touchdown, and Blake Witt, Branson Enser each had a receiving touchdown as well. Lucas Hall, 7 tackles, 2 for a loss. On the North Putt side of things, Christian Kramer, 224 passing yards, 2 tutties, 6 carries for 8 yards, and 2 more touchdowns. Murphy had 7 receptions for 82 yards and a touchdown, and Starr had a receiving touchdown. Thank you for giving your first names. Now we move over to Greencastle. I clicked the wrong button. There it is. Greencastle versus number 21, Eastern Hancock. Eastern Hancock does win 50-14. Cole Stevens had 160 pass yards and a touchdown, 2 carries for 32 yards. Trevin Long, 6 catches, 102 yards, and a tutty. And Taven King added a receiving touchdown. Then on defense, Caden Blodgett, 10 tackles, 2 for a loss. Trevin Long had 2 tackles, 1 TFL. And Parker Welker had 8 tackles. Then we get to number 16, Avon, taking on number 12, Decatur Central. This had to be a barn burner of a game. Avon wins 30-28 in overtime. Jace Cameron, 166 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, 4 carries for 5 yards. Ashton Carter, 5 carries, 86 yards, and a tud. And Sean Curry, 4 catches, 103 yards, and 3 touchdowns. On the defensive side of things, Silas Cross, 16 tackles, 2 TFLs. Brandon Love had 3 tackles, a tackle for a loss, and a sack. Jalen Farrell had 7 tackles, 1 for a loss, and a sack. And TJ Stewart, 4 tackles and a pick. Then we get to Attica versus Culver Community. I got to sit up just a little bit higher. Got bad posture, kids. Always sit up straight. Culver Community does win 26-7. Hayden Elliott had 160 passing yards, a touchdown, and 9 carries. Lucas Griffiths, 3 carries for 10 yards. And Tristan Miller, 7 catches, 116 yards, and a tud. And then Denton Simmons led the way on defense, 11 tackles and 1 TFL. Dallas Bartlett, 7 tackles and 2 picks. And Lucas Griffiths, I can't read, 6 tackles and 3 TFLs. That does it for all the prep football. We're going to move over to some CYFL. I don't know why I did that with my hands. CYF. I don't know. Moving on. I'm going to make a fool of myself. We're in Pee Wee action. White Knights take on West Vigo. The Knights win 32-0. Krieg Moore, 6 carries, 81 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an extra point. Brody, don't call him Weichel, 1 carry, 9 yards, 1 reception for 11. Benny Foxworthy had 2 carries for 9 yards. Emmerich Johnson, 2 carries, 17 yards, and his first career touchdown. Congratulations. Grayson Moss got his first career touchdown as well, I believe. 4 carries, 120 yards, and 2 touchdowns. On the defensive side of things, Brody Weichel, 4 tackles. Cash Long had 3 tackles. Wade Wood, 2 tackles and 2 fumble recoveries. Maxton Sheridan and Emmerich Johnson each had a tackle. Then the Grey Knights travel to Owen Valley. The Grey Knights win 27-7. Sebastian Dighton had 131 yards and 2 tutties. Hunter McBride, 60 yards, a touchdown, and 2 extra points. And then on defense, Sebastian Dighton, 7 tackles and an interception, baby. Hunter McBride, 5 tackles and a sack. Tegan DeWeese with 5 tackles. Curtis Reed, 3 tackles. Branson Sanders with 2, and Clifford Powell with 1. Congratulations to those Knights on the victory. Now we move to some Silver Knights action. I'm going to drop the camera just a hair. Bear with me. There we go. Silver Knights take on Edgewood. The Knights win 19-6. Grayson Forker, 7 carries, 100 yards, and 2 touchdowns. I mean, that's all right. That's all right, Grayson. Good stat line. I'll give you that. Landon Pestoff, 6 carries, 40 yards, a touchdown, and an extra point. Kaiden Lark had 2 carries, 11 yards, 1 completion for 10. And Zachary Marks had a catch for 10 yards. Landon Pestoff led the way, 7 tackles. Grayson Forker was 6. Jamison Arizmendi and Brody the Dump Truck Vinsel had 3 tackles. Zachary Marks, Asher Loudermilk, KB Wells, and Lincoln Trout with 2. And Kaiden Lark with 1. The Black Knights took on West Vigo. The Knights win 32-12. Kyler Keith had 5 carries for 20 yards. Xavier Gerchik went off this game. 9 carries, 85 yards, 2 tutties, and 2 points. Cam McCoy, 7 carries, 95 yards, and 3 tutties. Cam McCoy went off too. I'm a little late on that one. Jace Barker, 3 carries for 11 yards. Then on defense, Xavier Gerchik and Jace Barker each had 8 tackles and a TFL. Kyler Keith was 7. Declan Dilly and Tim Wood. Hang on, I messed it up. Declan Dilly, and Tim Wood had 3 tackles. Cam McCoy and Colin Drury, 2 tackles. Spencer Spillman, Paxton Drury, and the comedian Dane Cook with 1 tackle. Now we move on to some senior league action. The Black Knights and the Maroon Knights. We got a CYFL battle here. The Black Knights win 22-6. Eli Marlowe had 7 carries, 19 yards, a 58-yard kickoff return tutty. Bentley McVeigh had a pass completion for 9 yards, and Landon Zabo with 1 catch for 9 yards. Earl Donald, baby, 10 tackles on the day. Ashton Ferry had 6. Jace Hickman and Eli Marlowe with 5. Damon Ferry and Bentley McVeigh with 4. Thatcher Flick, Lucas Harrison, and Cam Sterling with 3 tackles. The big dog, Colton Jones, had a tackle and fumble recovery, and Johnny Potroast with a tackle. On offense for the Black, Liam Fabre, 17 carries, 160 yards, 2 touchdowns, a pass completion, 7 yards, and 2 extra points. And I need a breath. Kale Sessinger had 4 carries for 26 yards. Jackson Pestoff, 5 carries and 41 yards and a touchdown. Mason Miller, 7 carries, 32 yards. Gavin Bowling had 10 yards on a punt return, and Cam Lutz had 2 yards rushing. And then on defense, the boogeyman, Cruz Shepard, 7 tackles and a forced fumble. Liam Fabre had 4 tackles. Gavin Bowling with 3. Jackson Pestoff with 2. Hayden Kenmacher, a tackle and a pick. And Mason Miller and Kale Sessinger had a tackle. My charger needs to get plugged in. My computer's alerting me. So bear with me. Hot Mess Express Monday. Let's go. Anybody else have a case of the Mondays or just me? Probably just me. Come on. There we go. Is it in? I think it's in. Is it charging? Does that mean charging? I don't know. Now. Okay. Sorry. Experiencing technical difficulties. That's what happens. Now we're moving on to some 8U travel softball. We got the Warriors versus the Outcast. The Outcast edge out the Warriors 12-10. Delaney Wilson, 3 hits, 2 RBIs, and a double. Nora Thiemann had 3 hits and 2 ribbies. Kennedy Kiefer, 2 hits, an RBI, and a double. Alice Rusin, Emery Fields had 2 hits and a double, and Lily Lumpson with 2 hits. Congratulations, girls. Now we move on to some Clay County Softball League All-Stars. They took on Rockville in a doubleheader. The first game, the Knights won 16-4. Proud dad moment. Anna Moore, that's my kid. 3 hits, 6 RBIs, and 2 doubles. Laney Reese, 3 hits and 3 ribbies. Emmy Huffman, 3 hits and an RBI. Izzy Holmes, 3 hits and a ribby. Bree Sorrell with 3 hits. Reagan Emsweiler and Lydia Mannion, 2 hits and a ribby. And Elliot Forker and Noah Pettiford with 2 hits. And then in the second game, it was a little closer. Thought the Knights were going to lose. Rockville put up a great fight. The Knights just edged out a little longer. 18-15, Knights get the dub. Anna Moore led the way again. 3 hits, 5 RBIs. Laney Reese had 3 hits and 3 RBIs. Bree Sorrell, Kylie Morris, and Lydia Mannion, 3 hits and 2 ribbies. Elliot Forker and Noah Bedford, 3 hits and a ribby. Emmy Huffman and Reagan Emsweiler with 3 hits. And Izzy Holmes, 2 hits and an RBI. For Rockville, they had 7 girls batted 500 or above. Cora Swain went 7 for 7. Bristol Kleps 5 for 7. Kennedy Thompson 3 for 5. Natalie Gutierrez, Charlotte Wiesa, Henley Lear, Braylon Lodds 4 for 7. Some coaches' notes. Our girls have grown up so much from our first rec league practice in April. They want to give a shout out to all the players, coaches, and families from Brazil. Shout out for being hospitable and awesome to work with. You know what, Rockville? Thank you for being awesome to work with as well. We appreciate that. Every single person has been nothing short of amazing to us and our girls. And we hope we can continue to play down the road. Thank you, Rockville, for your kind words. Now we got a new club alert. Bleep, bleep. No. Westfield, Indiana, baby. The Westfield Rocks 9U team. They started out against the Indiana Nitro. The Rocks win 12-2. Hudson Burkhart, 2 hits and a ribby. Luke Lawfrey, a hit and a ribby. Dallas Pruitt with a hit. And on the mound, Maxwell Riley, I guarantee I butchered your name. I do apologize. Had 9 strikeouts. Then the Rocks took on the Nitro again. It was a doubleheader, apparently. The Rocks went 11-6. Cooper Swain had a hit and a double. Hudson Burkhart had 2 ribbies. And then on the mound, Dallas Pruitt with 6 strikeouts. Congratulations. Now we got some CCSL Fall Rec League stuff. Champion Gutters won their game 9-2. Elliot Forker, Izzy Holmes, and Bree Sorrell all had doubles. All the girls played great on defense and hit the ball well. Now we got some soccer. I'll probably kick the table. I was getting ready to kick my foot to do the soccer thing, and I was going to knock the table out. The 13U Clay U Soccer Club Comets took on Mill Creek. The Comets win 7-0. Abby Gibson had a goal and 3 shots on a goal. Claire Mendoza, 2 goals, 2 SOGs. Autumn Kenchola had a shot on a goal. Kai Lark had 2 shots on the goal. Laney Hughes, a goal and 2 SOGs. Blakely Hughes had a goal and 1 SOG. Chloe Lark with 2 assists. Craig Arvin, 2 goals, 8 shots on the goal, and an assist. Jameson Stakeman had 1 goal and 9 shots on the goal. And Liam Aker had a block at goalie. Then on Sunday, the Comets took on the Ben Davis Giants. Comets win 4-0. Laney Hughes had 2 SOGs. Jameson Stakeman had a goal and 5 shots on goal, and an assist. Blakely Hughes had a goal and 3 SOGs. Craig Arvin had a goal, 3 shots on the goal. And Chloe Lark, 1 shot on the goal from defense. That's impressive. I need to figure out how that works. Abby Gibson had a goal and 2 shots on the goal. Claire Mendoza had 3 SOGs. Kinley Hughes had 2 SOGs. And Kai Lark with an assist. Then the 15U Comets. They took on Mill Creek. The Comets win 6-2. On Sunday, they faced Plainfield. The Quakers do edge out the Comets 4-3. Some stats for the team on the weekend. AJ Tipton, 3 goals and an assist. Evan Little and Kyle Mapes had 2 goals. Joey Sirianni had a goal. And Morgan Archer with an assist. And now we have some North Clay Cross Country. The Fountain Central Grand Prix. And guess what? The girls took first place. Congratulations to that team. This is the second race that they've taken first in, so congratulations. Some individual standings. Lauren Horn took second. Laney Hughes 7th. Kinley Knight 8th, Blakely Hughes 11th, Tessa Horn 14th, Mia Woodruff, I got it right this time, 16th, Ava Venzel 17th, Melena DeWeese 18th, and Kinley Hughes 20th. And then the boys took 3rd, but there he is right there. Easton Sinclair is the champion of the Fountain Central Grand Prix. Congratulations to that young man. He placed 1st, Jack Mullen at 6th, and Landon Brewer 8th. And with that, it is my favorite part of the show. It's getting there. So it's my favorite. I got it. The Trench Warriors is slowly creeping up there, but here it is. And this week, we got a lot of power performers, so it's going to be a minute. But congratulations to all these power performers. Here we go. Carson Buck for volleyball. Amber Moreland for golf. Daniel Russell for cross country. And Landon Probst for cross country. Easton Sinclair for North Clay cross country. Ty Benton for the South Putnam Eagles. Derek Collin for the Riverton Park Panthers. Keaton Graber for North Davies Cougars. Silas Cross for the Avon Orioles. Anderson Amon for the North Davies Cougars. Jackson McDonald for the Terre Haute North Patriots. Grayson Moss for the Pee Wee White Knights. Sebastian Dighton for the Pee Wee Gray Knights. Xavier Gerchik for the Junior Black Knights. Jace Barker for the Junior Black Knights. Liam Fabre for the Senior Black Knights. Earl Donald, baby, Senior League Maroon Knights. Craig Arvin for the 13U Comets. AJ Tipton for the 15U Comets. Anna Moore for the 8U All-Stars. Cora Swain for Rockville. And Delaney Wilson for the Warriors 8U. Hudson Burkhart for the Westfield Rocks, baby. Congratulations to the power performers. Now we get to, which one should I do? Hold on. Let's go ahead and do it. We're going to do the Beast. This one was submitted, and this was a nice one. So here's this week's Beast. That's right. This week's Beast is Grayson Forker, and this run is the reason why he was a truck to take down. Here we go.
Let's go, Mustangs! Go, Diego!
That young man was rumbling, bumbling, and stumbling, just knocking down defenders left and right. Congratulations, G, on becoming the Beast this week. And for those who don't know how the Beast works, toughness, a fantastic play that's just out of this world. It's submission only. I don't pick them. They're submitted, and I will pick out of all the submissions. So thank you for all the people that submitted those. And now it's time for some Trench Warriors. This week, I broke it up. I split it up. We got prep and we got youth. We're going to start with the prep. Now we're going to start with the youth, just joshing you. This week's youth, Cruz the Boogeyman Shepherd. Jack Dearth. Reed Robinson. Jace Hickman. Colin Drury. KB Wells. Curtis Reed. And Liam Norton. Congratulations to the youth. Now on to the prep. Devin Orman for Northview. Dawson Cheshire for North. Sean Schwartz for Terre Haute South. Andrew Fortune for West Vigo. Aiden Chilson for North Central. Dresden Kenworthy for Linton Stockton. Kason Bishop for North Davies. Joel Hara for Riverton Park. Why did I say Joel? Lucas Hall for South Putt. TJ Hamilton for Cloverdale. And Zach Scheckler for Attica. So congratulations to those big hog mollies. You know, these running backs, these quarterbacks, they don't look like stars without you. And that's why I want to give you your props right there. I mean, I was a lineman. Nobody shouted me out. So I want to shout you guys out. So keep working hard. People are paying attention. And that does it for this edition of the Youth Sports Chowdown. We will end on our highlight reel. Just give me 1 second. I got to pull it up. I hope this is it. We're going to find out. That is not it. That's the beast video. See, you get out of order and it just doesn't work. It's this one. Untitled. I should label it.